More than 1,000 Kentuckians need an organ transplant. To wait for one means constant illness and potential death. We bring you the story of one man from Louisville who skipped the line, in a sense, when he found a living donor right in his neighborhood. Our June Leffler has this story on the value of community and asking for help.
Charlie Dolly received his second kidney transplant in 2023.
I was in end-stage renal disease, and it's stage 5. It's when you're almost at like 7 or 8% kidney function in total.
Just as Charlie started dialysis, he got a willing, matching kidney donor. That's Alex Page.
You know, the initial questionnaire, I remember the last answer I wrote in there was like, if I can help Charlie, I'm going to.
The two aren't family or childhood friends. They met a little later in life.
Yeah, so we're here in St. Bernard Church, which is where, Charlie and I first met each other because our two oldest, we happened to both pick St. Bernard preschool. We started getting to know each other through events. We worked the picnic booths together. We did, different things up at school, different, volunteer
played softball
hours.
Together and all kinds of stuff.
Softball on the field right around, right here on this campus together.
But at some point, Charlie was in no shape for much of anything.
My energy level was very low. I would come home from work and I would just sleep, or I'd be at work and just be fatigued all day.
Eventually, Charlie's wife made a public call for help on social media. The school and church community of St. Bernard responded.
A lot of people in St. Bernard reached out, got tested, neighbors, friends, coaches, colleagues, and obviously he was the winner, or I was the winner.
Charlie could have been like hundreds of other Kentuckians waiting on a list for their living or cadaver organ donor. But the men's willingness to give and receive made the process so much shorter.
You skip the line almost, right? Like if I'm willing to donate my kidney to you as a person, just you, my kidney wouldn't go on the list, and it would go directly to the recipient that I intended to go to, which was really cool. And I did not understand that part of the process.
My wife spoke up for me, and that got the ball rolling because I didn't ask. I was too, I guess, maybe prideful or, hard-headed. And then once she kind of instilled that idea into me, then it kind of hit me. I was like, I need to reach out, because we kind of talk about this all the time. It's like, if you don't ask, it's an automatic no.
The transplant surgeries were successful, but physically taxing.
I went from 100 to 50% kidney function, right? I have 2 functioning kidneys that function properly. For the following 2 weeks after that, I felt worse than I've ever felt in my life. And he was at 7% or less at times, and being reliant on a machine for 8 hours a day to pump blood and pump, all this stuff that your kidney's supposed to do. It's not a quality of life I would want for a friend of mine, a family member of mine. So, it was like, if I'm him, I need someone like me to step up and do this.
Absolutely. And, and that's what it is. It's a quality of life. It truly is. At the time and still now, we both have young families. And even the days that I get super frustrated or annoyed at something, I have to be absolutely thankful. I just kind of laugh to myself and say, I am fortunate to be in this position, regardless if it's good or bad. So I just take the, mentality of just stay positive always, because, I've got a giant gift given to me and I better utilize it.
Charlie and Alex have shared their story with others who are still searching for their living kidney donor. For Kentucky Edition, I'm June Leffler.
Thank you, June, so much for that. For Louisvillians needing an organ transplant, Alex and Charlie recommend Mulligan's Living Kidney Donors. The group meets monthly for those in the process of finding an organ donor. More information is available on the group's Facebook page.